So have you ditched the digital element from your events? Because some clients and other event organisers that I speak to tell me that they are back in person at events and they've pretty much dropped all digital elements. And those who've still got some kind of hybrid are only really doing that in terms of they're providing recordings of some of the key sessions to their online audiences. Now, as a hybrid proponent, I find it really intriguing. And it's left me with a lot of questions, and I try and answer them, but I don't think I've got enough answers because many of these organisations put on such great virtual events during the pandemic. They attracted their current audiences and they often got new audiences as well. And I know this because I hosted quite a few of them. Now, money is quoted as a key issue. I know there's genuine fear at the cost of hybrid, particularly at a time when marketing and event budgets are being potentially reduced. And even though there are really affordable ways to elevate the on-demand content quality, I'm gathering that another worry is that providing top-notch digital content can dissuade attendees from coming in person to events, which is, of course, where the sponsors are. But it means that virtual audiences serviced so well with digital during the pandemic are now, if they can't turn up in person, being left to watch pretty much substandard recordings if they're lucky. And we also know that employee travel is one of the greatest contributors to corporate carbon emissions. And so attendees are in the future going to have to really cherry pick which events they can actually go to in real life and which digitally. Now, even if that isn't the case in every sector, surely it is just good business sense to keep wooing your online audience. Now, we're always being told to rely on the analysis of the data when we're coming to making event design choices. Now, we know that you can get really good, you can glean really great data from virtual event platforms. And I know that in-person events have historically been more difficult to gather real data on, and they've often relied on feedback, which is it's often anecdotal and you can't always rely on everybody to send it in and so on. But there's now a plethora of software to gather great data in the room. And I saw this last year when I went and visited Event Tech and had my little MC mind blown. So I guess, maybe it was this year, I can't remember where the year's gone. So I guess we're going to see hybrid growing hopefully again as organisations can see the data from it and how effective it is and compare it with virtual and in person. Although, of course, forecasting habits and behaviours in this kind of crazy world we live in of pandemics and political uncertainty, it's going to be a little bit tougher regardless of the data that we're getting back from events. And of course, it is going to take a while to prove what it all means to the people who hold the purse strings. I'm just hoping that these online audiences don't go elsewhere while we all fanny about waiting for the data.